On today's Minute of the Apes, that's not how you climb a rope. Those are definitely some men in monkey suits trying to shimmy up some rope to get to a bomb.
They greenlit the sequel without a story in mind. They just wanted to equal an unexpected gold mine. He said, oh no, as Heston said, I got to go. These are just some of the facts you ought to know as we go. Beneath the Minute of the Apes. Beneath the Minute of the Apes. Beneath the Minute of the Apes.
The only good human is a dead human.
Hello and welcome to Minute of the Apes, the daily podcast where we break down every minute of the Planet of the Apes movies, 1 minute at a time. I'm Todd. I got Richard and Sean. It's Tuesday. It's minute 92. Are we excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things
All
are
right.
happening.
Do we have any housekeeping?
Not that I know. We're at Zeus Comics.
Oh, you know what? That's right. It's the last week at least for a little bit. Now, hey, we're going to tell you right now, we're going to do our best to keep this going, and we're not going to take too much of a break for you, the listener, before we get to escape. But just to make sure, let's say something about where we are. And, Richard's showing our presents for the day.
We're completing the set.
Yes,
Nova.
kind of continuing the gift giving.
Nova.
Super 7 and
Reaction.
Funko
Oh.
have the reaction line. Finally, we got in the Nova action figure to complete your set of 6.
I need some time alone.
We're getting to the Nova figure after she'd passed away, but but here she is now, alive and in plastic.
With no accessories.
Alive and in plastic.
Alive and in plastic, yes.
I wonder if anyone's ever wanted to hear that about themselves.
She is a
That's
3
somebody's fetish
3/4
out
inch
there.
choking hazard.
So am I.
Oh, that may be the funniest thing you've ever said.
So yeah.
Awesome.
So finally, there was a set of 6 figures. You know, it had Zero, Cornelius, Taylor, Ursus, Zaius, and of course, finally Nova. Brent was not worthy of an actual action figure.
Well, nobody from the... Oh, I guess Ursus.
Yeah, Ursus,
never mind.
yeah.
Ursus from the new one. Yeah, he made such an impact that he got his own figure.
You know which one is the best to me is Zira, because really, once you told me that these are supposed to look like the classic Star Wars figures, her dress is very much like what
Like
you
the
would
T-legs?
Yeah, you would
Like
have
on a Jawa or
a
something.
Jawa, or eventually the Emperor had that, where it was
Right.
these very blocky legs that meant
Yes.
to look like a dress of some
Well, I
sort.
mean, if you look at the Nova action figure, they do the kind of very unpainted face where it's just got a little bit of a line to do eyebrows, and it's almost very masculine.
She
in-
looks
in
like
the
he's
fact
squinting.
that it lacks any type of painting definition in the face.
But the painting on the cover that's meant to look like Linda Harrison, pretty spot on.
Yeah,
Nice
Pretty
job.
good, yeah.
Not
That's-
perfect, but it's good.
That's the post captured by the mutants in hair wash picture.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Her hair is very shiny. Has a little bit of a green hue to it, though. I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe the bomb.
Maybe
is
the bomb is going off behind her.
She actually wasn't dead. She came back and the bomb went off. Oh, damn it!
I have more things to tell you, Taylor.
So if somebody was going to ZeusComics.com, could they find these figures on there?
Yeah, we have them for sale in the store or
All right.
online. Yeah.
Then go to my friend Richard's site. Buy these figures because I'm telling you, they're awesome. Minute 92. Sean, what's going on?
All right, we're going to start minute 92 with Ursus calling for rope, block, and tackle, and ends with a concerned Zaius as the bomb is split open.
A concerned Zaius.
Yeah.
Concern.
All right, here we go. Minute 92, Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Rope! Rock and tackle! Get on it! You don't know what you're doing. It'll kill us all!
That's minute 92. 2 living humans, a psychor telepath, 5 dead humans, 1 dead ape, bunches of dead telepaths, a shrewdness of apes, and a gaggle of humans.
Do you ever find yourself saying that in your sleep? Every once in a while,
I keep on getting paranoid that I'm going to mess up the count somehow.
While I lay in bed, and I'll go, hello, and welcome. And Shirley's like, what are you doing? All right. Minute 92.
We're finally getting proper use of rope technology.
This was a really okay. We talked about them pulling into the theater when he says rope and block and tackle, and it is a really nice shot from the back of all the guerrillas rushing up behind them to take the missile down. I mean, again, it's a really nice use of all of these extras and it's just coming into the cathedral and now going to the bomb. It's just such nice movement.
I couldn't agree more. For all the complaints I've had about how you shoot something and make it, take a few people and make it look like a lot, the chaos that you see here with the ropes going up and all this,
people climbing up things, and sliding down things.
However, whenever I'm allowed to watch this 1 minute at a time, what the hell are they attaching the ropes to?
That first couple of shots of them throwing the rope just look like they're throwing it at the camera and stuff.
They can't throw nets in the first two movies, but they can throw a rope and bam, they're right on it and they're climbing.
But it was just you see the first shot of the ropes from the perspective of the top of the missile looking down as the apes, and they throw the ropes and none of the ropes land.
Yeah, it looks like they
slide off and hit it and slide off.
Like they were going to try to cut it right before the ropes started sliding back down. They forgot.
And when you watch a film and you're not breaking down one minute at a time, you may not think about that.
Quick, yeah.
But watching this 2 or 3 times, I kept looking for, okay, is there some kind of buttress up top that's I couldn't figure out what was going on.
Right, because the missile itself has the wings are at the bottom, so there's nothing to attach it to the top.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're trying to throw it on top of, but clearly it gets to the top of something that they can pull themselves up on, right? We did not see that. Yeah, because you were 12 seconds in and all of a sudden there's an ape shimmying up a rope from the backside. And you see him using these are called legless rope climbs, by the way.
There you go.
So in other words, you're only using your arms to pull.
Correct. It's correct. So
that's infinitely harder, I would imagine.
It is much harder to do to climb
up a rope.
But
they're strong apes.
But again,
if we cast you as a gorilla, could you do it?
Yes, I could.
Okay, casting agents out there, if you want to remake this film, Richard's available to be a gorilla. But I'm going to say right now, he doesn't do pullover masks. Hero masks only for Richard.
What I like about this, the notation, it is the attention of Ursus, Zaius, and the others is wholly on the ape soldiers climbing onto the bomb itself. A network of ropes is slung around and now hauls.
Around a what?
A network of ropes is slung around and now hauls at the rising bomb.
If there was some kind of structure around this, that held the bomb,
like
I could understand.
Like a little fueling system like you see for rockets that are going out.
But for this to be a cathedral that has a little elevator that goes up and down for the bomb, this doesn't make a lot of sense.
Sorry, this was the script note that I wanted to mention. It was right before that. 30 soldiers climb as only apes can up the great beaten golden brackets that support the still rising bomb.
That's a little derogatory.
Climb as only apes can.
I did put in my notes, and we're seeing apes be all apey and climb shit finally.
Well, they look honestly because of the way men's torsos and limbs kind of hang as they pull. You lose the sense of them being gorillas because their bodies are no longer kind of collapsed and curved. They're kind of lengthened because of this pull. And again, they're doing the hardest rope climb possible
in
costume, in gorilla gloves. And I'm sure I don't see any mats underneath
or anything.
them. I'm sure they these kids fell a couple of times. I'm sure. And there was one of just one pulling, and you see them moving back and forth and swaying, and it was painful to watch. I wanted to go in there and show them how to climb a rope.
Well, then they cut to Ursus and Zaius, and they just look completely shocked for watching people do exactly what they just asked them to do.
Well, then 15 seconds in, there's another one of those Taylor shots where he just looks befuddled. He's not he's kind of moving back.
He's trying to figure out how they tied up the bomb too. I watched it and I don't understand how that worked.
But it's him doing it again, where he's just kind of rising and watching this. They climb the bomb, doing absolutely nothing. His indecisiveness, his indecision, his indifference to what's going on was just still very apparent.
If anything, he and Brent could have come up with a plan at this point. The apes are all but exposed in that. Now, obviously, they're way outnumbered.
Yeah.
But they're all so consumed with bringing down this damn bomb that you could come up with some plan to where if you start shooting and pegging them off, and especially if you're running into
Ursus and
you're right,
Zaius.
Take them out, really hobble this whole. But instead, they stand by and just watch.
Well, hey, I mean, I guess the apes don't put anybody on guard anywhere because Brent can just go wherever he wants to.
Well, that all comes back to, and we get a little bit more of it in this one. What is their plan? Because Brent runs down. We see him leave screen right, I believe is the shot that takes us out.
Yeah.
And he eventually goes down toward the
Oregon.
He's going down by where the pews are that everybody was in before.
Correct. So he comes down from behind. He is at the back of the cathedral, which by that column would mean that he's probably near the doors.
Yeah.
Right. I would say.
And that's a very cool shot you're showing right now. What we see is behind him through that. There's kind of almost a
part of the lava. Yeah.
Blown out lava-ish kind of cathedral, kind of covering. So it frames it actually pretty nicely. To the left, you see where Taylor is. Something dark covers the middle, and then to the right, we see the apes over there working on it. It's kind of
one of the shots that gives us a sense of the breadth of this
the size
set.
of this set.
Yeah, the size of the set.
It's very well done as far as the shot, but it makes no sense what he's doing.
Well, he pointed to the organ, so
is he going to go play some organ?
That's where he's going.
Well, I had what he's going to do is start playing Inagata de Vita, and
maybe,
and then they're going to go, you shoot then.
And then Taylor does this thing at the 25 second mark where he kind of reveals himself briefly behind the column and then kind of ducks back behind it again. He's still just not doing anything. He's relying upon Brent to do it all. So Brent then darts.
Well, he's been doing that this whole movie.
Hey.
So 27 seconds in is when the actual guerrillas begin to get traction on moving the bomb down. And it's a really nice... They definitely put a light on the bomb. So it's a really nice glisten as you see this shiny gold bomb kind of moving down.
So I can't help but wonder, and this is something that we can talk about more in Minute 95, but it's pretty well documented that the film, they never really knew 100% how they were going to end it. We've kind of alluded to that we heard on a podcast about the making of this, that basically Richard Zanuck gets fired from 20th Century Fox by his father, and on the way out, he calls Heston and says, you remember that you wanted to blow up the whole damn thing? Do it. And now I read today from Ted Post a comment where it was like, we got the word from him and he was in a bad place, and so we said do it. It makes me think that they even didn't know what they were doing at this point, because it was simply
changing ending so drastically at the very end.
Right, yeah. And we've got to put him in a place, because what would have been nice at this point, to Richard's point, if Taylor is so distraught over Nova, how many films have you seen where somebody's so distraught they just give themselves up and they start walking down? And imagine almost very, much like a Messiah descending from the heavens. If he started descending towards Zeus and he was just there, that would draw attention. Now Brent can go do something and be Mr. Hero, but we don't even get that. He just stands there like a lump of shit, looking at everybody. He doesn't. I don't understand.
How heavy do you think that bomb is supposed to be that these apes can lower it down?
The apes are strong, Sean.
Apes strong together?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So Brent continues all the way over. He kind of finds an alcove that I think is supposed to be beneath
the Planet of the Apes? Oh, no. Okay, I'm sorry.
Beneath the actual organ.
Yeah.
And then he kind of looks up in this alcove as if he's trying to find a way to climb up there without being seen. It is a little awkward motion.
It's a very odd staging, which is so overtly staged so that we know he's trying to find a way up to the organ.
Yeah.
Instead of, what you could do is have him sneak along and go into the darkness. Then the next time we cut to him, have him coming out of the darkness in the new location. We get, he found a staircase. We don't need this, looking around. It's just
shot of him moving across.
So bad.
So 44 seconds is when the missile kind of comes down, and we now have the very obvious, at the 47-second mark, we have a shot of the control panel, and this is the first time that Taylor actually looks like he knows what he's about to do. Now, knowing what happens, Taylor takes a moment, and we see the final red crystal that's not depressed. So the missile comes down. There's a bit of a thud.
Mm-hmm.
We see the control panel beneath it with a not depressed red crystal. And this is what seems to be Taylor's moment of action. And again, knowing what happens, Is he wanting to stop this thing?
It would have been nice to define it because